Hello, everybody out in Cyberland. This is Misty Dawn, and I am coming to you from the Hello Kitty room. I wanted to say happy Halloween. It's kind of early. It's 10/25, 2012, and Halloween's not until 31st, but here in Mansfield, we had trick-or-treating up and down the street tonight. So, I wanted to read you a little bit of the blog from our boy crush, Brian Crawford. It is for his Madison classmates. He actually graduated in 1992. So of all you 92 classmates, woohoo, go Rams. I'm also a Ramette. I graduated in 93, so go Rams. Hello, all you Madisonites out there. I wanted to take the time to address many of my fellow classmates and my fellow class of 92 peeps. I must first apologize I was not able to come to this past year's class reunion. I would have loved to be there. I guess you could say I'm a little held back from getting there, eh? I want this 5-year reunion. No, he went to the 5-year reunion. I'm sorry. And he missed the 10 and the 15 because his life was so crazy at the time that he did not see the beauty of coming back and seeing old friends. In his last marriage, his wife was very controlling, so it made him hard to prioritize things, and those 2 reunions should have been a priority. So the crush really missed his friends quite a bit. He goes, I don't know what's down the road, and I don't know if I will make it out of here in time for the next one. And I tell him to stop saying that, because he is going to make it out. Because we are all supporting him, and we are all praying for him to get released and to be able to clear his name. So, I tell him, stop talking so negatively. Anyway, he says, and even if I do, I don't know how welcome I will be because of what, well, let's face it. Many people judge me because of the media and what others have told them. Everyone has a right to their opinion, but I just want to challenge you to get to know me. If you knew me, you would know who I truly am. You would discover many truths, and that's all I can say about that. I sent a copy of my friends list, and I thought that it was really cool to see old classmates' names that were on there and where they are at now. I have a lot of regrets about things I did in school. I was a guy who was quiet and got along with mostly everyone. If I could go back, I would have been more outgoing, and I would have went academic, not vocational. And you know what? And I've told him this too. The woulda, shoulda, couldas. We're all pushing 40 if we're not 40 already, and those woulda, coulda, shouldas, they mean nothing now. We need to pick up and move ahead and go on ahead. So I'm hoping that he can do that when he does come home, that he can pick up and just move on ahead and go ahead and be happy. I would have played more sports after graduation. I would have went to college or in the military. I do not totally regret my wrestling career because I have a lot of good memories and matches from the business. But I let myself become complacent, and I was juggling normal life and my career together. I feel if you want something bad enough, you go to the balls out. What did he say? Something bad enough, you gotta go to balls out and go 110%. And I regret to say that I did not do that. Yeah, I had a lot of success, but I could have done far better. Anyway, I just got a lot of respect for my fellow classmates, because the majority of you really did good, and I admire you for making your lives that you have the way that you have. Way to go. I would love to hear from anyone I went to school with. I would love to finally take the time to get to know you better than before. It's never too late to do anything. The courts gave me 40 years, but I can't just let that get me down. I know in my heart what the truth is. So I keep pushing forward in hopes of my freedom. I look forward to a new life and meeting new friends. I'm ready to move forward, not backwards. With that said, much love to the class of 92 and all other Madison peeps. Ram pride is still alive. Go Rams. And that is true. We got to keep Ram Pride alive. I myself didn't have a great time at school, but I know that he was popular. And he did do pretty well in school. And he was quiet. I hung out with him a little bit at school. Not much, though, because he was a year ahead of me. And I wanted to add a little bit. This is a little tiny addition to his blog today. It's about the internet bullies. And we've experienced some of this because, of course, of the media and everything that is, you know, causing him. Everybody's like deemed him a pervert, okay, because of what he's in prison for. He is accused of raping and his stepchildren, which you'd think they'd grow a conscience and recant, but that's not going to happen. So he's got 40 years in prison for these things. And I believe that he did not do that. He's been screaming his innocence from the highest mountain since the moment that these charges came about. So I feel that if he was even a smidgen guilty, that he would have took the 5 years in a heartbeat. He wouldn't have went up against the state of Ohio or Richland County or anybody. If he was even a smidgen guilty, he wouldn't have said, I'm innocent, you know. He would have said, okay, I did it, yeah, give me the 5 years. And been out in 5 years, and this would have been yesterday's news. But no, he's been fighting. He's been fighting since 2007, when he started his sentence. So, there's a lot that's been happening since I started his Facebook page, since I've started these blogs to go on YouTube and on his Facebook page, and I'm about to start him a Twitter account as well. So he wanted to make a little blog about the internet and being a bully on the internet. He said, I just want to throw out a quick little blog about the internet and or bullies, period. Since I've been down, I have seen a lot of bullies. I mean real bullies. And I know that the world out there is full of bullies, both on the street and on the internet. I hope that the day has come when we can stand up to these bullies. Some of you have already seen some of these bullies come on this Facebook page. I told Misty to cut them off and block them. This page was meant for positive and spiritual information. I have no time in my life for bullies and of those who know nothing but hate. I don't do hate. I have done my best to move on and forgive as God has instructed me to do. Having your life destroyed by those who I thought loved me was tough and tragic for me. But I can honestly say that I have learned from it. I'm doing things now and thinking of life in a way that it should be. So all I'm saying is let's stand up to the bullies and talk about positive and innovative things. Who's with me? God bless. Your boy Crush. And I stand with him on that. These internet bullies and these people that think that all they really have to say is stuff about painful stuff, pitiful stuff, because they have nothing better to say and nothing better to do than to be rude online. Like, I did the first blog, and the first blog I did for Crush, the first thing that was ever said was from his ex-wife's new husband. And he goes, oh, this is a blog for perverts. You should just get off YouTube and go die. I'm like, seriously? I told Crush, and he was like, this is ridiculous. And he asked me what I did, and I said, well, I don't mean to be rude, but I literally blocked him. I deleted that comment and I blocked him because it's not fair. It's not right. It's not fair. I have the right to voice my opinion. He shouldn't tell me where to go. I should be telling him where to go. And I told him that he is entitled to his opinion. We respect that right for him to have his opinion. But if he's not for us, he's against us. So he needs to take his negativity elsewhere. Also, Crush would like to share some special Brother Bear memories. He goes, so do you remember when your kids were little and they had their favorite shows? You know, the ones where they would watch over and over and over again? The VHS tapes that you had to buy a couple of times and then even get the DVD so it would last longer because they just simply wore it out? And then you would hear them singing the songs and reciting the lines of the movie. Those were special times for me. Now that I have had the time to reflect, those are the moments that can never be taken away from me. Those are some of my most precious memories of my 4 children. Last weekend I was scanning through the 25 channels we have here at the Hotel MCI, and I ran across the Disney movie Brother Bear. It almost instantly brought tears to my eyes because my son would watch and watch that movie when he was a baby. I remember him singing along with the movie and just how engrossed he was in it. I can still hear his voice. I miss that more than life. Then it brought me back to my other kids and what their favorite movies were. I remember my daughter loved Elmo, and she was stuck to the TV when Elmo came on. She sang the greatest hits, la 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 la, Elmo's World, la 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 la. He says. I was laughing. Then my other daughter loved Sesame Street and Barney, and then my oldest daughter was a Barney fan too. I just did not realize at the time how special those moments were, but now I do. I would give anything to go back to those moments. Yeah, I know many kids who lose their parents to prison feel like they were abandoned and have no way to communicate with their parents, right? Well, last week we had a young lady come speak here at MCI. Her dad's been locked up for 30 years. She told us of how that is a myth when it comes to believing you can't connect with your parents in prison. She has visited and talked on the phone with her dad for 30 years. She said he is her best friend and was able to be there for her spiritually for the whole time. She said sometimes she could not talk to people out there, and that her dad was much more grounded here in prison and would always listen to her and help her through her hard times. My first 2 years in prison, I treasured moments talking to my children. I used to help them with their homework and just try to fill them in with positive messages all the time, no matter what I was going through. I have not been allowed to see my kids for over 3 years because their mother won't let them come. But I have written every week since then, and I have continued to be positive as I possibly can be. I have only got one response from my youngest daughter in those 3 years, and those responses broke my heart because she has been influenced by those around her. My little girl is growing up, but I always am going to be here for her and waiting to be her best friend. I was a great father, and I know that my kids know that. Above all, God knows that. That's good enough for me. Those Brother Bear memories will live in me forever, that can never be locked up or taken away. For those of you who are listening to my message, enjoy those special moments with your kids. Sit down on the floor, sing the songs with them, say the lines with them. Enjoy them, because when that's gone and all that's left is the memories, that's all you'll have. God bless you all. Your boy Crush. So there's a little stuff for you from Crush about being in classmates and loving to hear from him, and the Brother Bear memories about your children, and that's absolutely important. And of course, being a bully. No one wants to be a bully. I don't think anybody needs to be bullied or should be bullied. I've been bullied my whole life. I was bullied at Madison to the point of being thrown downstairs. People put gum in my hair, food, They've tossed me in lockers, shoved me in lockers, beat me up, the whole nine. I had the hardest time in school being bullied. And even today, I'm bullied online. But I took Crush's advice. And I stay as positive as I possibly can for everyone. For absolutely everyone. And I keep telling him to stay positive because he's going to be out. He is going to get out because he deserves it. I believe in his innocence like plenty of others of us do. Until he does get out, you can write him at Brian Crawford, A540-154, that's his inmate number, P.O. Box 57, Marion, Ohio, 43302. And you also can write him with JPay, which is www.jpay.com, and he can respond to you. They are $3 or 3 stamps for $1. And then, of course, there's more stamps as you go up. He will always respond. Always. If for some reason you send him a JPay and you don't get one back, it's because JPay or the mailroom has done something to misstep with that. When he does get out, he says that he will have a lot of ideas. He says the first thing is that he wants to just get back on his feet. He's hoping to totally clear his name. He said, but if for some reason that doesn't happen, he will do his best to live a good life. He's still undecided if he wants to return to Mansfield. He says he guesses it depends on how everything shakes out. The only thing that would hold me there is his kids. If they want me to stay, I'll do it for them. But I stayed stuck in Mansfield area for years. I am kind of ready to spread my wings and fly, he says. He's had a lot of offers to move up by the lake and work for some big companies doing web design. So that's one thought. He also loves Tennessee, and he is a country boy at heart. And he really is. He loves the Nashville area. He don't think that would be very bad at all. After this experience, he would be ready for peace and happiness. Trust him, he says. As far as ever being married again, he really doesn't know. He says he can only hope that God would send him, quote-unquote, the one. But I thought before I had the one, and he was wrong. He's just saying. He says, God has blessed me with a few good friends and people who still care, so for that I am truly grateful. I also pray to be reunited with my children someday, but it is all entirely in God's hands. As far as his wrestling career, he's 38 years old. He says he would like to finish it in his way. I got some fire left in the tank, he says. But for that to happen, I got to get out in the next 10 years. Ric Flair's in his 60s, for the love of God, and still working. And he works here and there, different places, so we'll see. If I can't wrestle, I can always promote and train. After all, I feel a wrestler is what God made me to be. But who knows, maybe there is another legacy in this world for me to leave. I can go a number of directions when I am a free man again, and we will see where God takes me. Crush. And that's all that I have from him. So next week we'll start the new blogs. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for paying attention and supporting. And thank you so much for all that you do. Big hugs and kisses from us all. And keep us posted. And please write him. He would love to hear from you. So I say to everyone, mwah, bye!